if you're someone who is deeply interested in feminist literature and medical humanities, you shouldn't try missing this text called The Yellow Wallpaper. Hello everyone, I'm Reed. I'm a PhD student in Hyderabad University, and today I'm going to review this short story called The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Now, she wrote during the time of 19th century, where there weren't many popular authors, if you can recall. So, this particular text is kind of semi-autobiographical. Now, I did look at some of the uh, I looked at Wikipedia and tried to search on is there some autobiographical instance. But yes, there is. She wrote this in direct response to kind of medical regime that was going on during that time, which was called rest cure. Now I'll come to a bit later. Now this is the classic piece of literature, if you can recall, because during your MA and BA also, BA mostly, you are prescribed this text in your syllabus. I remember reading this text for the first time when I was in bachelor's, if I can recall correctly. And the thing is, why it has been prescribed is because it's a powerful text in the feminist literature. I don't know whether during that time we explored this arena of medical humanities or not, because this medical humanities is a like recently it has boomed in India at least, because there has been a lot of work abroad, but then in India it hasn't gained that significant, but now it is gaining. Now, yeah, let's just keep it aside. We'll talk about this text. Okay, just give you a very brief summary of how the text unfolds and what all messages does it try to pour in its to its readers. Now this begins in a kind of haunted opening where the narrator, who is a woman, writes about her experiences of shifting in an isolatory place for 3 months with her husband. Her husband is a physician, and the woman is probably suffering from some sort of depression, here named nervous breakdown or even hysteria. Now, like from what I could gather during my previous readings or whatever, I got to know is that the depression here refers to a postpartum depression because she has given birth to a baby who is called Mary. And after her birth, she has got some sort of depression, also called postpartum depression, and she feels very differently about the place she and her husband has shifted to. Now she has started to feel uneasy about the place, and especially the wallpaper in her room. Now there's a wallpaper, yellow wallpaper in her room, and she has developed a kind of relationship with that wallpaper, a relationship which is not healthy, a relationship which is toxic in a sense, and she's not able to release herself from these feelings throughout the short story. Okay, now eventually she stares a lot at the wallpaper day in and day out, and she feels the wallpaper has some sort of pattern, and eventually she assumes that there is a pattern of a woman or a group of women who is inside the wallpaper. And her husband and her husband's sister Jenny, they are kind of people who are caring enough, but then they're not able to understand what she's feeling, or they never try to question her, like what has happened to you, what are you feeling, and she feels that she wouldn't be able to explain it to them, or they wouldn't understand it. So now, so as I told earlier, she develops a kind of relationship with that wallpaper, which is toxic, kind of, and she figures that there's a woman inside. There's woman inside who is mocking, who just comes out at the night and she creeps around the windows and all of that. So the story is also kind of uh, kind of gothic. It employs a gothic genre, and the end here is the relationship. So there's a half part of the story revolves around that wallpaper and her description of how the wallpaper behaves, or how the wallpaper changes pattern. And in the end, what happens, it is the last day and they are about to leave. As I said earlier, it is they have to stay for 3 months. So then the last day and she has to leave, and now she's alone at home. She gets time and she just scratches all the wallpaper, and she realizes that it is no it is a woman, and that woman is her. So she is inside, she is trapped inside the wallpaper. And in the end, it's kind of it's kind of unsaid or maybe said that she has turned mad. She just creeps uh, over her husband who has tried to rescue her because she has locked the room and she's all scratching over. Now, it is, the end is actually very kind of traumatic, because if you are a person who feels a lot, you will understand the pain she is feeling, or how she has changed, or the end is actually very traumatic, or that's sad. So there would be four things that I would emphasize on. First is the feminist literature. Second is the medical humanities. Third is the gothic genre that it employs. And fourth is the psychoanalysis part, because these are the four major thrust areas that it focuses on. Now, first thing is that women question. The form of journal entry, confessional mode. I think I must have said earlier. It is a very prominent mode for women, because that way she can express herself fully. And that expression is restricted in this short story by husband and by husband's sister, because they are constantly watching her and restricting her mobility. Now, mobility question. So she is a kind of confined within the room. She is not expected to move around the house. She has to stay in a room. And so, and what her husband emphasized, that you should take care, you should rest properly, and you shouldn't go about. I know it's caring, but you are restricting her movements. You are restricting her thoughts, because, and she's not able to express herself fully. She always feels that, what if he mocks me? And the starting also begins that way, that you know he laughs, John laughs, but that is expected in marriage. I mean, what is expected in marriage? I mean, and at one point of time she mentions, and I read here, John does not know how much I really suffer. He knows there is no reason to suffer, and that satisfied him. And one imagery that has also grabbed my attention is that John laughing at her thoughts about different things. So this is a line, John laughing at her thoughts about different things. So this laughing, the woman is laughed at, and it's the men who are laughing. Men who are belittling their thoughts, their experiences. So that comes out as a very prominent theme in this text. And I'm really sorry for the cough. Now, one thing that is a kind of rebellion by woman is writing down her own experience. It is kind of rebellion, because as I said earlier, it is written kind of in autobiographical tone, and it has some autobiographical elements in it. The author was prescribed the rest cure, where she was suffering from a nervous breakdown, and she was told that you shouldn't be touching your pen or copy or something, and she, in a rebellious kind of attitude, wrote this short story in 2 days. So you can see this form of writing down your own experiences about women experiencing a kind of rebellion towards this patriarchy, which is also symbolical of the yellow wallpaper, who is considered a patriarchal bond which women tries to escape. Okay, yeah, so this is the first instance, the women question, and how women are being trapped in societies. Women are subjected to patriarchal forces, and how she wishes to just get rid of these feelings. The second thing that it sheds light on is the medical humanities part, that she was kind of rebelling writing down her own experiences about the medical regime that was going on during her time. Now, one thing that I was thinking about is that as her John is a physician, a medical practitioner, and physician or doctors or medical professionals, while they cure us, they may lack empathy. They may lack empathy sometimes. And here I feel John lacks that empathy. He wishes to cure her, but he doesn't want to understand her. Okay, so and I think Rita Sharo is one of the uh, I think she's a theorist, a medical practitioner also. I don't know. I cannot recall. So she has written a lot about narrative medicine, how the narrativity is very important in a medical setup to understand, to develop empathetic kind of relationship. So Rita Sharo has worked a lot on those part. Narrative medicine is one of the concepts that she uses. So yeah, so physician or medical practitioners may lack empathy while they may cure us. They would not want to understand us. So this is also one of the themes that it tries to unreveal, to reveal, unfurl, whatever. Okay. Now, one of the things that, as I said earlier, she was kind of rebelling by writing this short story during that time because she was told not to write, not to touch pen or something or write, or kind of intellectual disobedience. So, now, yeah, one more thing that I was thinking is that suppose, it's just my thoughts, that suppose you are going to a physician, suppose you are suffering from some mental health conditions and you're going to a physician, or instead of a neurobiologist, or instead of psychiatrist, or instead of um neuro, no, neuro तो brain का होता है ना, हाँ, psychiatrist or psychologist, what do you think they would say? I mean, I I was just thinking because I remember one of the friends sharing this experience of how she was suffering from some sort of overthinking or mental, and she went to a physician. Matlab, she had something in mind. She went to a physician. I don't know why did she did go to, but he said, you have a depression, uh, like, and he just gave some tablets. तो एंड ये भी होता है ना कि हर चीज में डिप्रेशन वाला गोली थमा देते हैं वो लोग, बिना समझे सोचे। तो गलत डॉक्टर के पास जाओगे तो वो समझने के बजाय डायरेक्टली आपको पागल घोषित कर देगा, ये भी चीज होता है, मैंने अपने दोस्तों से ये सुना है। ओके, नाउ आई मे बी रॉन्ग, आई डोंट नो, दिस इज जस्ट आई रिकॉल्ड इट। हाँ, तो ये बात है। नाउ जैसे क्योंकि दिस रेस्ट क्योर थिंग इज लाइक यू शुड टोटली रेस्ट, your mobility would be restricted, you would be confined to your room, and you shouldn't go anywhere, and that is what is shown in the short story, where women's movement is restricted. She is isolated physically, mentally, and this is not what is expected in a medical kind of setup where there should be some empathetic sort of relationship. Okay. Now, the third thing that I want to talk about is psychoanalysis. Now, again, the journal entry, it reflects her psychology of how she thinks, how she feels, and what has triggered these feelings. It has become, this provides a road, kind of route to her feelings. The journal entry, these words, what she is writing, it's, and she has been affected a lot because she thinks a lot. She writes like so much about the wallpaper. She has written so much, and she's just so disturbed by the wallpaper, disturbed as well as excited, both. Last thing that I would want to talk about is the yellow wallpaper. Now, I would personally suggest you to read what she writes about the wallpaper. How that wallpaper is kind of mocking her always. How that wallpaper is the center of attraction of the whole text. And how, what kind of relationship she has built with that wallpaper with time. And, that wallpaper develops throughout the short story through her journal entry. Wallpaper at first was a simple yellow wallpaper which she didn't like, and then she tried to see it, the pattern of it, and she figured that it is a woman who is inside the wallpaper. And she comes out at night, she mocks her, she creeps throughout the room. There are so many women, and that gothic genre is well explored in this part. Well, in the first part, it explores it. It kind of hints at the gothic kind of setup, and here also that creeping figure. See of Think of a woman who's creeping. We see in our haunted movies, in horror movies, woman who is creeping here and there. She's walking. Now, actually, she has this writer. Has evoked such kind of imagery which is haunted, and at the same time, at one or two points I was really scared. I was scared because the way she has written it, it's kind of a haunted feeling. And yeah, so the wallpaper is the center of attractions, the first protagonist, if I say so. And it is symbolical of patriarchy, that kind of carriage, that kind of chains, imprisonment, where women is trapped. And she herself, as I said earlier, she herself feels that she is the woman who is trapped inside, and the society is trapping, and she would just want to get out of of those clutches. So I think you should definitely go and read this book because it's an amazing short story, not book but a short story, and you'll have a really good feeling reading this book. Okay, now I would want to know your comments about this book, about this short story, and do write in the comment if you have read this text and what do you feel about this text. Okay, because I think most of us would have read this text during our bachelor's or maybe master's or whenever. Yeah, so see you, and keep reading and keep learning. Okay, bye.